What's going on, it's your boy Armin. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to address the fact that I'm in space. I'm not actually in space. With the beauty of green screen, I can be anywhere I want to be. And I can be nowhere. And like that, I can be in the desert. And then like that, I can be wrangling alpacas in the wilderness. Yo, this is Alan. Alan's a G. He's actually made of real alpaca fur. No alpacas are harmed in the making of this, I don't think. Probably lying. They were probably really harmed. I don't know, allow it anyway. Safe, Alan. Lord have mercy. I've inhaled some of Alan. Fuck. Alright, so the purpose of today's video, I want to discuss 3 things you need to know before you start a clothing brand. These things don't necessarily just have to apply to a clothing brand. They can kind of apply to any business. I started a clothing brand a few months ago. I've learned so much. And I think it's cool that other people can learn. And if they start doing something the same or similar, they could learn from my mistakes so you don't have to go through the same thing. So the first thing I want to discuss, finished is better than perfect. Because honestly, it's never going to be perfect. I wanted to start something. I wanted to be involved in fashion in some way for the past 5 years, but I only took the step this year. It's only been like 4 months. I've already got like 7 different pieces made up. I pretty much sold out the first few pieces that I made. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people just don't see, but I'd like to be a little bit more forward with that so that people do know what's going on behind the scenes, because honestly to me it's just interesting, so I want to make content about it. As I say, finished is better than perfect. And the reason I say that is because I've been wanting to pull the trigger on these things for a long time. I've just not done it because nothing was ever right. I spent months trying to think of a name for the brand, and then it got to a point I was just like, you know what? The name of the brand will become normal once it has enough weight behind it. When you first start anything, it's going to sound weird. I just kept poking and prodding and just couldn't get things quite the way that I wanted them. And it just ended up causing so much more hassle and pressure. You have to like the things that you're making, but at the same time, like, if you don't finish it, you're never gonna get the final product in hand to see whether you like it or not. So just get it done. Don't rush, but make sure that you are working towards an end goal. Maybe give yourself a time limit if you know that you're especially bad at making a final decision. Because I found now, I save so much time and I like the product just as much as I would if I'd have spent an extra month mulling over whether I like the design or not. That leads on to the second point. The second point kind of just encompasses being prepared for the unexpected. And the reason I say that, and the reason this applies so heavily to everything, is because things take way longer than somebody may have promised you, than you originally think. Things take long. And when things go wrong, if this is your business, if this is your livelihood, it really impacts you. Now, this is something that I've kind of had to learn the hard way. Now, let me explain. So, if you've seen yesterday's video, you'll know that I had a shipment of t-shirts and hoodies that just hasn't arrived. When I placed the order, I gave myself an extra 3 weeks before I needed the product. Now, the final deadline was the Friday just gone. Now, I did get some of the stuff, I just didn't get everything. The reason I ended up getting the product so late is because things kept coming up. There were lots of different issues. I had to make different sacrifices so that things would work. There's always just issues that you can't really foresee when you're dealing with products that you've never dealt with before. Not only did these things come as a surprise to me, who's completely new in this industry, they came as a surprise to the people that I'm working with, my printers and my embroiderers and the people that are actually constructing the garments and all that sort of thing. Because things just sometimes take an unexpected turn. I thought I'd left myself more than enough time, but then it ran right down to the deadline. But then I was told, okay, your stuff will be there tomorrow. I was like, sick. Tomorrow comes. Most of it's just missing. And then now I need the stuff for tomorrow, but I just don't have it. And so that's cost me a lot of money. And it was the fault of the courier because the courier's lost a box. These kind of things you cannot plan for. There's various different things that you can learn from these things, but if I was doing everything 2 months in advance instead of just 3 weeks, just be as prepared as possible for things going wrong as you can. Try and consider every single thing that could go wrong. I'm not going to keep on going on about it, but as I'm sure you can appreciate, I'm pissed. Moving on to the final point. This is more of a life lesson that I've learned. I've moved into an entire new industry that I've never dealt with before, and I've really put a lot into it. Mentally, physically, financially. I've not even been doing this that long. Don't allow fear of what other people are going to think about trying to second guess yourself. There's still that little part of me that's like, oh, what if everyone thinks it's, I just can't cope with it. That was just when I was dropping the first 2 pieces. After I dropped them, it kind of made me realize that if I fuck with it, then there's going to be other people on the planet that also like it. It's just about trying your best to allow the people that would like it to see that product. Basically, don't let the fear of failure stop you from doing it. if you want to take a slightly risky move, make sure that you weigh up the options. Don't just like throw all of your money at something, expect it to just work. You need to test it. You need to be smart, and you can't just risk everything, because it could pay off and it could be great. But don't allow that fear to stop you from doing something. Just try and make the most calculated decision you can as to whether it's a good move or not. I'm just trying to speak from a place where I've made a lot of mistakes up to this point, and I'm only a few months in. I feel as though this could be valuable to some people, so I figured I'd make a video about it. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions about how I got into it, what I'm doing, what the future plans are, just anything about the clothing, then drop them in the comments. I'm going to respond to every single comment on this video. Well, I'm going to try to anyway. Yeah, let me know if you're planning on doing something, or if you're thinking of starting your own business of any kind. But listen, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it was useful for some of you, and that's it really. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because it really helps. I'm going to Amsterdam tomorrow. There's all sorts of shit going on. But yeah, if you like the video, make sure you give that like button a little bit of a squeeze. Give it a rub like that. Anyway, much love, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.